Hey guys, it's me, Drew. Welcome back to my channel. Since my last Empties video, I have plowed through Halloween and fall candles. There are no Christmas candles here. Like I said, I want to try to get rid of a lot of the fall candles that I have half burned, etc. in my collection. And in the next Empties video, there will still be some fall because I'm trickling through the rest of my Halloween and fall candles that I've already started. There are a ton of fall and Halloween candles that I'm going to end up putting back until next year. It is what it is. But I have so many candles to talk to you guys about today. So many. So without further ado, let's get into it. All right, let's start small like we always do and work our way up. I have two candles from Matt Mathews brand. I've talked about the Matt Mathews candles a lot. I really like him. He's a super funny comedian here on TikTok and YouTube. But I have learned, like, more recently, I don't love his candles. I used to love them. Like, whenever they first came out, I loved the way they burned. I loved the way they smelled. But after learning that, like, for example, this fragrance, Cran Apple Preserves. If you go on his website and you go on this candle, you copy that scent description and paste it in Google, it's a single fragrance oil on candlescience.com. So there's nothing unique about the blends. He just purchases the oil online and then, pours a candle and puts a name on it. There's not anything unique or creative. And I like to support small businesses that put a lot of creativity into their fragrance blends, like Caramel Sundays Coffin Cake, which we will discuss. Like, that is a phenomenal candle. So this one, spiced caramel and amber. Again, I Googled the scent description, word for word, candlescience.com. They're all from the same website. You just pick some fragrance oils, put it in a jar, and call it a day. And the last few candles I've gotten have been burning really terribly. Like, listen, soy candles do produce some residue and stuff, but these flames got so small. His wicks that he uses curl in a lot. And I don't know, just over the years, I feel like the candles are not as well made as they were before. So I have two more candles. I'm about halfway through one, and then I have one more, and then I won't be purchasing. They also retail for $30, and so do Caramel Sundays candles, and I just prefer Caramel Sundays. I like their performance. I like the scent blends. It is what it is. So, like I said, I have two fragrances. This one is Cran Apple Preserves, and like the little quote says, "Brains are awesome. I wish everyone had one." Yeah, it burned really, really dirty, but the fragrance is nice. I mean, it's a cranberry apple fragrance. Again, nothing unique. So that's where I sort of got disappointed after I really read on, and I was like, oh, there's just better brands out there. But listen, if you like them, it is what it is. This is That's Not My Ministry, spiced caramel and amber. And this was not my favorite. It almost had like a more woodsy caramel type of fragrance. I love caramel and I love apple fragrances, but like the woodiness in the background was definitely not my favorite. And again, also like the inconsistency, like look at how much wax was left in this candle and it completely blew itself out. And then this one, the residue is wild to me on these. So I will be happy to recycle these and move on. All right, next we have Woodwick. I actually finished 3 Woodwick candles, but they're all actually the same fragrance, and it is a pumpkin praline. So I finished an ellipse candle, and then I finished the medium size of the classic candle. These guys, look at the amount of residue. I am not purchasing this style Woodwick anymore. I think I've said it. There's just so much residue left on the sides. And by the halfway point, these guys start to fizzle out and have like a remaining burning smell. But like the ellipse candles don't do that. So I don't mind. I actually like the football shape, but like look at how much cleaner the ellipse candle burned versus these guys, like the amount of residue. But it was like a couple cool fall nights. I had one of these lit on each end of my dining room table, and I had this lit on my coffee table. The pumpkin praline scent is incredible. It's a rich, buttery, sweet, fresh pumpkin. Like, it has that like nuttiness of a pumpkin that you really, really like the fresh gutsiness of a pumpkin. And then it has like a warm butter. You have like a little bit of the nuttiness from the praline. Yeah, I really, really love the fragrance. I will totally repurchase it, but not in this size. I'm going to stick with the ellipse size. I just don't love the residue. I have a couple more of this style left in my collection, and then I'll just move on to the ellipse. Let's move on to Yankee Candle. I finished a couple of their Halloween candles. I finished Trick or Treat. It's that cutesy candy corn label, and this is candy corn and spooky sugar. It burned all the way down. I, of course, used an Illumilid on this. Now, in general, candy corn fragrances aren't that strong, and this is no exception. It was a very, very, very light performer. I wish they would have made this in the 2-wick tumbler. It would have performed, I think, a lot better. Hopefully, if they do the candy corn scent next year, they will add it in a 2-wick tumbler. But the fragrance was nice. It smelled like a sweet candy corn. Yes, it has that plasticky element to it. That's candy corn. Candy corn naturally has that sweet, butter, creamy, plastic type of scent. I'm team candy corn. I know a lot of people, like my friend Alexa over at Sentimental Reviews. She doesn't like candy corn. She doesn't like Peeps. Like, what? I love all those things. So, but yeah, I burned it in my office. I could never smell it almost the whole entire time. So it was honestly just an ambiance candle. And that's too expensive for an ambiance candle. Next, I have Forbidden Apple. Now, this one, I was obsessed with the color, but the fragrance was just fine to me. It's green apple and black oak. It was more like just a fruity green apple. I didn't really feel like it was anything unique. I was expecting a little bit more of a darker apple. My plan was to burn this and Witch's Brew together. I don't know what happened. I still have Witch's Brew that I did not burn this year, so it's going to be tucked away for next year in my collection. I also burned this in my office because the single wicks tend to perform better in my bedroom or office because they're not strong performers. And it was like a 4 out of 10. It definitely was not super strong. It also, like I said, was not a unique apple fragrance. Moving on to Apothecary Potions. Now, I actually loved this one. This is blackberry and black tea. It had this like deep, dark Merlot wax. I can still smell this as soon as I take off the lid. This was like a deep, rich, blackberry, plummy, like fruit punch type of vibe. It was so nice. I actually burned this in my living room, and every time I burned it, I could smell it. It was crazy. It was so strong. It performed really well. I would say like a 7 out of 10. Really great background fragrance. Really cool, fruity, deep, dark, mysterious fragrance. Really, really enjoyed that one a lot more than I thought I would. But the highlight of the Halloween collection for me, I got it in the Skull Ceramic, which was completely finished. And I purchased 2 of the tumblers in Phantom Bookshop. This was phenomenal. Easily the highlight of the Halloween collection from Yankee this year for me. The notes are rose and vanilla parchment. Now, obviously, there's more. That's just the blurb on the front. So there are both tumblers burned completely down, as well as the ceramic skull, which I'm actually going to clean out and repurpose for next year. I actually think I'll put like matches or something in it. It'll be super fun. But this fragrance, I saw a lot of people trash talking this online, saying it was super light and unscented. I did not find that, but I also knew it was a lighter fragrance, and I knew I wanted my whole place to smell like this. So I burned one of these tumblers on my coffee table, the other tumbler on my dining room table, and the skull behind me. And every time I was in this room, I smelled this incredible, like, papery vanilla rose fragrance. Oh, I am obsessed with this. I love it so much. Do I think it's Halloween? No. I honestly feel like this could be a spring, summer, or fall fragrance, but because it was marketed with Black Wax, the Raven, the Book, Halloween collection, but I'm really hoping they bring it back next year If not, they rename it into something in the regular line, because every time I went into the store too, it was sold out. Sold out online. Like this Phantom Bookshop was so popular for Yankee, and I can see why. They hit it out of the park. I loved it. Now, the thing I'm probably most disappointed in is the lack of Kringle Halloween that I finished. You guys, I just did not reach for my Kringle Halloween this year. I don't know why. I don't know why, but I just had so many candles, and I was just not feeling Halloween this year. Like, I love fall. I love my bakery, my foodie, gourmand, deeper woodsy fall fragrances. I just was not in the mood for Halloween. I don't know. And then I was boom ready for Christmas. So it is what it is. But I did finish both of the Lil Devil candles. Now, these were sent to me in PR. The same fragrance. We have the Lil Devil with the black cat. And then we have the Lil Devil with the pug. I did finish both of them all the way down. Now, this fragrance was really, really, really yummy. It is a lot of fragrance notes down here. Lush pumpkin, sweet nutmeg, creamy custard, spicy clove, cozy cinnamon, rich maple syrup, caramelized sugar, earthy carrot, and warm vanilla. Oh, this was nice. This was truly like a pumpkin pie filling. Like, if you made homemade pumpkin pie, maybe with Libby's, or maybe like from scratch pumpkin pie, like you're scooping the pumpkins and roasting it yourself. This was so nice. A rich, creamy, vanilla, gourmand pumpkin. Kringle does such a good job with gourmands. I wish they came out with more and weren't so conceptual, fruity, perfumey type of fragrances, but I loved this. I burned both of them in my living room and dining room kitchen area during Halloween week. It set the mood. It smelled really great. Highly, highly recommend Lil Devil if it comes back next year. I imagine it did. It was super popular, but weirder things have happened, like Black Cat on a Pumpkin did not return this year, and that was super popular last year, so you never know. And then I actually was burning this one in my bedroom, which is Boo Hoo with the little owl ghosts. And this is rich cream, warm cinnamon, fresh peppercorn, black cardamom, zesty ginger, smoky chestnut, amberwood, tonka bean, and velvety musk. I burned this all the way down as well. I loved this. This was a creamy, perfumey vanilla fragrance. Like, if this was available in like a body care, I would totally wear this. And it was not a super strong fragrance. That's why I stuck it in my bedroom. But the strength and throw that I did get from it was great the whole time. Again, a little bit woodsy, but more of like a creamy woodsy with that body care vanilla vibe. I absolutely love this. That tonka bean, all of that blended together. Phenomenal. Not really branded as a Halloween. I mean, it's branded as a Halloween fragrance, but it doesn't smell like a Halloween fragrance. So I would totally repurchase that. Now, coffin cake from Caramel Sundays. Oh my gosh. Okay. Coffin cake. So, as you see, I loved every second of this, right? Every second. This is like a spice cake with brown sugar buttercream frosting. Now, something about soy wax. It's with Kringle, it's with Yankee, it's with anyone, but especially 100% soy wax. Soy wax has a higher melting point than a regular candle wax, like paraffin, so you have to let it get really hot before it starts to throw, right? Which means when you smell a soy wax candle on cold, it smells fine, you know, it's good. When you burn it, it transforms. Coffin cake was sitting on my shelf since I got it. I liked it. It was a sweet, vanilla, foodie bakery fragrance, right? I decided it was Halloween week. I trimmed the wicks, lit it in my bedroom. I took a shower or did something. I got out of the shower and I was like, you know, when a fragrance is so good, it's like addictive. And I almost think of it as like salty scents or salty like flavors in life where you just crave it, right? You can't stop eating it. Prime example of food is like the Dubai chocolate. That pistachio, coffee, like pastry inside is addictive. Like, I can't stop eating it when I start. I could not stop burning this. I don't know if it's the brown sugar buttercream when you lit this candle that came to life. Oh my God, like, it was phenomenal. Coffin cake, Listen, people think that Caramel Sundays pays me to review candles. They don't. They also don't give me free candles. I buy them with my own money because I love them, because they're unique. This isn't a carrot cake candle that you buy online. This isn't a stock spice cake or vanilla cupcake oil. They blend these fragrances themselves, which is why they are so great. Non-toxic. No VOCs, no parabens, so none of that bad stuff that are in a lot of other candle brands. This was phenomenal. Like, I could not get over how this candle came alive, and I was devastated when this blew itself out because I don't have any more. And now this is a Halloween fragrance, so it won't come back till next year. But you know, I'm getting a 40 ounce when it comes out. Absolutely. Another phenomenal one, Hocus Pocus. I feel like the Caramel Sundays Autumn Jam candle got the love it deserved. Hearing the name Autumn Jam, fine. I believe it's like a cranberry, pumpkin, apple jam with like a cinnamon, like nutmeg, like a spice element to it. That is the same base in Hocus Pocus, but with like a mahogany. Don't think of mahogany teak wood. Don't think of that like classic men's gym bag, armpit type of smell like mahogany teak wood. This was great. I also burned this in my bedroom. I did this earlier than Halloween because of the more like masculine fragrance and more of like a fruity background. If you love Autumn Jam, you will love this. If you've never tried Autumn Jam, you would love this or Autumn Jam. Again, you can't get this till next year because Halloween's over. This was so good. This was, again, like that deep fall dark fruits stewed on a stove, so it like macerates down and has this really juicy fruity element, but it's warm and a little spiced, almost like a simmer pot. And then there's like the slightest hint of mahogany in here just to add a little bit of a masculine element to it. Phenomenal. 10 out of 10. These are the only two Caramel Sundays candles that I finished because their soy candles burn so fast or so slow. They don't burn fast. That's why I love them. That I don't ever, I don't go through a ton of them because they burn so long. All right. Total opposite, candles that burn so fast, Homeworx candles. I have a good bit of Homeworx and then we're done. This is Chai Pumpkin Latte. Beautiful wraparound packaging with the gold Homeworx lid. This was part of the Today's Special Value auto delivery, and both of these candles literally burned so hot for me. They did get sooty towards the end because I just let them burn until they extinguished itself. The notes are chai tea, spiced pumpkin cream, vanilla bean, and raw cane sugar. This was nice. This is definitely a chai tea pumpkin fragrance, though. Like, sometimes when you smell a chai tea scent, it almost just smells like cinnamon. This smells like true chai tea. I had a chai tea latte the other day, and when I was drinking it, that like aroma coming up my nose when I was drinking it out of the straw, I was like, oh my God, this smells like that Homeworx candle. Like, it has that chai tea element to it that is so warm and comforting. And oh, this was such a good candle. And I did burn both at the same time, which is why I finished two at a time mostly. Yeah, this was great. You get a little bit of pumpkin spice in the background, but for the most part, this is a chai tea scent. It burned really hot, burned all the way down, burned super quick. That is the one thing with Homeworx candles. They do burn really, really fast. But for someone like me that goes through a lot of candles and wants to try a bunch, it doesn't bother me. Now this, warm cinnamon roll. He sold me on the presentation on QVC with warm cinnamon rolls. This is not a cinnamon roll set, okay? I burned both. They both burned all the way down. Okay. Baked buttery dough, ground cinnamon, sweet vanilla glaze, and caramelized sugar. Let's emphasize the baked buttery dough for a minute. It smells raw. Like it smells like the cookie or the cinnamon roll was not baked at all, but you put the icing on it already. It is such a raw dough smell, and I know the note is baked buttery dough, so it's not lying, but when you think of a cinnamon roll scent, this is like what you think of that it would smell before it was in the oven. Like if you buy those cheapy Pillsbury dough cinnamon rolls, which are delicious, by the way, I'm not knocking them, but when you break the seal and you take the dough out, it smells just like that to a T. I thought maybe when I light the candle, because it has a hot throw, it'll smell like it came out of the oven. No, it just smelled like I had raw cinnamon roll dough everywhere. I don't know. Let me know. Have you tried warm cinnamon roll? Do you agree it just smells like dough to me? Or to you? It smells just like dough to me. It had a good throw, but it was just dough. Had a good throw, but it was just dough. Moving on to a great repurchase. I actually got this from the Slatkin Co website. This is Autumn Pine Cone. This is Fallen Pine Cone, Red Oak, Fresh Eucalyptus, and Juniper Berry. This was originally in the 3-pack. They did 3 for fall, 3 for Christmas. It was Caramel Pumpkin Corn, which needs to come back, Harry. I love to see Caramel Pumpkin Corn come back. Autumn Pine Cone, and Harvest Leaves. And then in the winter was Winter Hearth. Would love to see Winter Hearth return. Mistletoe Wishes, or Mistletoe Magic. Mistletoe Magic, and Frozen Balsam. This nostalgic took me right back to the Today's Special Value. I love this. I burn this in my bedroom. It's masculine. It's warm. You get that eucalyptus. You get the pine cone. You get a little bit of the woodsiness from the oak, and then a little bit of the fruitiness from the juniper berry. Juniper berry is one of the main notes in Sweater Weather from Bath & Body Works. And so you get that in here. You get that like sweet, almost like a woodsy berry. Phenomenal. It burned all the way down. Perfect. I love Autumn Pine Cone. Would totally repurchase that. Oh, one that I would not repurchase. Black Pumpkin Woods. I don't know. This was not for me. Pumpkin puree, black plum, mulled spices, and charred firewood. Reading the notes, I was like, sign me up. Burned all the way down, even with that black wax. It smells like plastic. Like burning plastic. I do not understand. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I don't know. I love firewood. Like I love winter fireside, white birch, crackling hearth, any of those type of fragrances. So I was like, sign me up with this. It smelled like you were burning Crocs. I don't know. And it smelled just like it burning too. It was beautiful when it burned. I mean, look at that. Like one thing about the Homeworx labels, they are beautiful. And when this flame was on this candle, it literally lit up the woods. It was beautiful, but ooh, it was like Crocs. I could not do it. So was not a repurchase. Would not be a repurchase. Now it did come in a duo, and the other one was Black Plum and Oak. I loved this. This was beautiful. This I actually was burning with Apothecary Potions in another room. Black plum, fresh apple, oak wood, and forest oak moss. Yeah, this was phenomenal. This was, again, that deep, dark, fruity plum. Like Harry always says, if you look at the picture, this is what the scent will smell like. And that is totally true with this one. It has that really rich, fruity plum, like a dark plum. Like these are plums that if you cut into them, they're black or purple inside. Not black, purple. This color inside, not like a brighter orange. With a little bit of that woodsy oak that leaves it a little bit more masculine. Again, burning with that Apothecary Potions was a phenomenal duo. Love, love, love. Next, in a 3-wick, not a fan of the 3-wicks. I'm hoping this comes back in a 4-wick. Cranberry Pumpkin Cake. Another nostalgic fragrance for me. I love cranberry pumpkin cake. Cranberry pumpkin, nutmeg, and ginger. Oh yeah, it smells like a cranberry pumpkin cake. I've never eaten a cranberry pumpkin cake. I imagine I'd love it. I love cranberry, I love pumpkin, and I love cake. Great. So good. Even the strength and throw on a 3-wick was really great for this. I did burn this in my bedroom because the 3-wicks aren't as strong naturally. They're a smaller candle. But I'm working on finishing up the 3-wicks that I did purchase from Homeworx, sticking with the 4-wicks or bigger, but really did enjoy this one. Last but not least is this single wick espresso martini. It was like a gift with purchase on the website. I did not love this. Freshly brewed Italian espresso, cafe au latte liquor, rum, and whipped vanilla froth. It was fine. I burned this in my kitchen. I have the pumpkin espresso martini reed diffuser in my kitchen by my coffee maker. Just makes sense, right? And every time I walk in there, it smells so good. This was just fine. Like, I feel like I've had other brands, like the Yankee Candle espresso martini is way better. It has more of a, like, it has more of the boozy element to it too, but it has a more rich, robust coffee background that this is missing to my nose. So I would not repurchase this. I didn't purchase this to begin with, but I actually love this jar, and I might actually repurpose this on my coffee bar to put like straws or something in, because I think it's really fun. It is coffee colored, and it's actually cute that it says espresso martini on it with, like, you know, some little straws of some sort. So I don't know, still thinking about it, but pop this in the freezer and it comes out super quick. So boom, under 30 minutes. Those were all of the candles that I finished since my last empties video. My favorite part of doing these videos is I can bag these up, put them in the recycle bin, and make room for more, because Lord knows I have a lot of candles to get through since the last time. So let me know what you've been burning, what you've been loving. I can't believe I'm going to do this. I always regret doing this when I do this live. I'm actually enjoying, I'm about to blow it out though, Falloween from Caramel Sundays. This is phenomenal. This is like a pistachio. Oh, I already blew a wick out, so we'll extinguish it all. But oh my gosh, this candle is phenomenal. If you love that like pistachio pancake, pumpkin vibe, totally great. Enjoying that on this beautiful Wednesday. Or is it Thursday? Thursday. I don't know what day it is anymore. But thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe, hit that notification bell. That way you're alerted every time I upload a video here on YouTube. Make it a better world and be kind. Bye, guys.